Keep your radio dial right here. You're locked into the hottest news station on the planet. Hot 702.5 in FM sound. Blazing today's hip-hop, R&B, and pop music. Keeping your radio on fire. Bringing you the hottest, realest, riskiest talk shows live 24/7 on hot7025fm.com.
How we doing, party people? Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. How are y'all today? Myself, I'm a bit tired, exhausted from work and being a dad, but, that's kind of what the life is all about. That's what I signed up for, so I can't really complain. It's not going to do any justice for me to complain anyway. It's not going to fix nothing. It's not going to really do anything differently. Anyway, about my week, I definitely want to talk about my week, because it's been a really good one. Shout out to my daughter, Kalila, my oldest daughter. She actually just turned 5 on Sunday. That's my little baby. And as I was telling y'all before, Kalila's the one that is, she was a bit of a daddy's girl, but then she kind of changed her ways around her second or third birthday. But it seems like recently she found the light again. She found her way back to her father. She's been, and I think it's probably because of the new baby, for sure. But she's definitely been showing me nothing but love and attention, and it's kind of, it's great to see. I'm not going to lie. I'm very happy to have that from her finally, because I'm not going to lie at first. Woo! She definitely was not giving daddy none of that kind of love. She was just like, I'm a mama's girl now, and it is what it is, and oh well, so be it. So her birthday was Sunday. It was a great birthday. She ended up getting a Frozen car. Me and her mother went and got her a car. We actually did pretty well for her birthday this year. Like I say, when it comes to the kids, man, we're amazing teammates. We do a great job. Appreciate that, Jam, for the happy belated birthday for her. We always come together and do great for the kids, you know what I mean? So for Kalila's birthday, Kalila is heavy into Frozen right now. Nothing bad, nothing against it, but she's heavily into Frozen at the moment. So we ended up coming together. We got her, and mind you, my daughter's also been talking about a freaking suitcase for the longest, for a suitcase. So we ended up getting her a little Frozen suitcase, but inside the suitcase it came with a towel, a big towel, 2 small towels, a Castle piggy bank, some hair clips, hair ties, a couple night lights. Like, there was a bunch in this little bundle that we went and got for her. Then on top of that, we went and got her the Frozen Mustang, the car, the little drivable vehicle that she can drive around in. And unfortunately, I had to work Sunday, so I wasn't a part of the birthday plans. Nevertheless, doesn't mean that they took place. Her mother went ahead and took that on full force and dealt with the birthday plans while I had to go to work, and took them out to Uptown Jungle, water park, things like that, did cake and ice cream. I am sad I missed the cake and ice cream, but, I didn't want to take that away from everybody else and be selfish, so I made a choice. He said she's ready to go. And it's so funny because when we got her the suitcase, the first thing she said to me was, now when we go out of town or we go to the beach, I could bring this with me again. So my baby remembered that we take road trips out of town. You know what I mean? We make it happen. So you're right. She is ready to go. She's ready to get up out of there. She's ready to get going and get up out of there. But nevertheless, you know what I mean? Shout out to my partner in parenthood. We definitely do a great job with that. We knocked it out the park this year for Kalila's birthday, and especially after you just gave birth. What was it? Almost a month ago. My little man, not even a month old yet. He got 3 more days. But definitely shout out to you for all that you did for her birthday and all you do for the kids. Appreciate it so much. So that was part of it mainly. The whole week was mainly based on or tailored to Kalila's birthday, how we get it done, how we make things happen. He said, me too, cuz. Hey, I'm going to let her know, right? You ready to go too, huh? But it was a great week altogether. There weren't any big issues. There weren't any problems that I really had to worry about this past week. Was there? No, I don't think there was. Honestly, I think actually it was a very productive week. I got a lot done this week. And oh man, it was the one thing that pissed me off this week was grocery shopping. Grocery shopping is the one thing that irritates any soul. I mean, me is just like, give me some food stamps. I don't want to pay for cash. My brother did his part by putting some food in the house, so I had to follow up and meet him halfway, so I appreciate him for that. Especially, like, he don't have to and he still do it. That's pretty cool. I appreciate it for sure, for sure. Because some people, when they come live with you, they just, they worry about themselves and themselves only. But he shared a love just like I do. We take care of the home together. We take care of the home together. But for the week, man, honestly, shout out to all of y'all that celebrated National Barbecue Day yesterday. That's what we call it in my home. It's National Barbecue Day. We celebrated our Independence Day on June 19th. So, in my home and my family, we do things a little differently here. But we did decide to rename the 4th, which is National Barbecue Day for us. Right? We get it that it is someone's Independence Day, just not ours. So, but shout out to all of y'all that celebrated National Barbecue Day yesterday. It was definitely, I'm sure y'all had fun and enjoyed it. I happened to find some EBT though. Oh, man, I'm rubbing it in my face, man. I'm on that EBT. Hey, you know what? Real quick. You know what's pissing me off about this EBT thing lately? Y'all are not actually doing the half off no more, 50 cents to the dollar. I'm telling you right now, as a grown adult male, if you tell me it's anything more than 50 cents on the dollar for EBT, I'm going to call your caseworker. Because at this point, you're taking advantage. Like, you got food stamps, so you don't know what it's like to buy food. Unfortunately, us that can't get them food stamps, we know what it's like to buy food. You're supposed to be helping us, not hurting us. Because if that's the case, if it's 75 cents on a dollar, I might as well use my money at the store and say, fuck you and your food stamps. Honestly. I'm telling y'all now, don't come to me talking about it 75 cents on the dollar. I don't want it. And at that point, which caseworker you got? Because I'm calling them. You don't deserve those food stamps either. You trying to do everything else that these stores is doing, is raping everybody. Fuck that. I'm not having it. I'm sorry. Got a little off topic with that one, but I'll get back into the zone. Other than that, though, within the week, it's been a really good and productive week. I can't complain. I was very productive. I got a lot done on the back end. My mom has some coworkers. I actually went out and took pictures for them Monday, which, speaking of that, tonight I got to finish the final edits and send those out to them. So I definitely got to get that done. Call me monthly so I can point you in the right direction. I got you next month for sure, or maybe in a couple weeks. I might, we do grocery shopping every week or two in the house because it's crazy, man. All them kids I got, my kids run through food so much. Now I see why they mama and them be over there buying food so much at that house. Like, god damn. But I'll definitely be talking to you. Dang, what was I just talking about? The week. Other than, I just lost my entire train of thought. It's all good, though. It's all good. But other than that, again, overall, the week was a great week. I'm happy that it was there. I was very productive. I got everything done, all the pictures. I was doing the pictures for my mom's friend. Got those taken care of. I got to do my final edits tonight and send those off. I think that's about it. I mean, I got some great news. You doing photography now? I try to dibble and dabble into many different things. There's a lot of things I can do that people don't know about. You know what I mean? Like, pictures is nice because you have all these different editing apps, whether it's from my phone or my laptop. It's so many ways. And the funny thing is, if y'all ever seen the pictures that my family takes, like my mom and them when we do family pictures or family photos, or me and the kids, I have done every single one of those photos myself with my smartphone. I do have a camera, though. Sometimes I'll use the camera if we're outside because the camera will get better lighting when you're outside versus me having to use the photo studio lights inside. I think without those photo studio lights, I'd have a hard problem doing it with my phone. But yeah, I do them all from the phone. I do all editing from my phone and laptop. Like, I try to have as many tools on my tool belt as I need to because you never know what the occasion calls for. That's why my business is named Choose Your Character, because I have so many things I can do that I'm so talented with that you won't really know. You know what I mean? Unless you ask. And I try to, all those hidden talents. That's right. All these hidden talents. I try to keep it to a minimum because I'm not by far I'm not a professional at taking pictures is what I like to say. I know how to use a camera. I know how to edit. I know how to use the right tools that are given to me. I know how to use my resources, and I make it look well and look great. It looks presentable, so people love it. You know what I mean? But I'm definitely a person that's always looking to add a tool onto my tool belt because you'll never know when the occasion calls for it. So for sure. But yeah, other than that, man, like I say, everything has been golden. Everything has been playing out the right way. If y'all can't tell, like, my spirits have been lifted within this last month or so. I've been in a better mood, better mindset. I've been trying to eat healthier and drink healthier. I mean by that is I've been trying to put more water in my body, more fruits and vegetables in my body. I stopped going out eating as much, and I cook at home. Like, I've been trying to do things to really take care of me, even on the days I don't feel like right now I should have a sling on my arm, but I don't have it on because I was hard-headed when I went to work, and I'll probably get in trouble for it, but oh well. But I try I just try to be productive in a way, right? Try to be productive. But other than that, man, like, I've just been trying to keep myself at a healthier pace and environment. As far as my body and my mind and everything, even when it's my off days and I want to lounge around the house, I'll still put a suit on. I'll get dressed. Like, I'm doing things to take care of me personally, because a lot of these mental issues that I've had or have or come up or pop up, a lot of the times mentally when I'm going through it or emotionally going through it, sometimes I just need to remind myself, like, when you look good, you feel good, right? So even though I'm feeling like shit, that don't mean I need to present myself that way, because then I'll just keep doing it day in and day out, day in and day out. I'll never get better from it. But when I start putting that, like, I'll get up to get the cleaning and putting on a suit, getting dressed up, even though I'm sitting in the house, it's not for nobody but me, to make me feel better. You know, those are little things I do for self-care, make myself feel like I'm important and I'm worth it. I know I am, but sometimes you got to make yourself feel like that. So lately I've just been really working on me, you know what I mean? Like, everything that I can improve on and I can do to make myself better, to make myself healthier, to be there more for the kids, you know, all of that good stuff. And I'm not gonna lie, like, it's a tough journey, but it's been great, because, I mean, look at me. I feel like I've been glowing. I've been smiling a lot more, not one just because I have to, just because I want to. I've been taking care of business. I've had more energy. I've just been more back to me. I'm getting back to me again. Because I tell everybody this all the time. On a journey of healing, 1 minute you can feel like you're completely healed and you're good to go. And then the next minute you can go and do a complete 360 or 180, I like to say. Complete 180 and turn everything around, and you're back feeling like you were in day one. Healing is really a journey. You have good days and you have bad days. You have okay days, you have not so okay days. So now I appreciate that. Keep it up. I appreciate that. But that's the main goal now, is to keep taking care of me. I'm not more so worried about nothing I can't control no more. But the more I can take care of myself and be there for me, I can be there for my kids, for my job, for the show, for y'all, for everyone. And I've just been happy that it's been a consistent pace, and I'm really starting to get back to that bubbly, friendly person I used to be. Right? Remember last time I talked about how I closed my heart off to a lot of stuff, but I've been working on opening it back up. And that's what this looks like. That's me going back to being passionate about everything, to me going back to doing what I need to do when I say I'm going to do it. I'm not procrastinating all the time. I get it done right then and there, so I don't have to worry about it later. Like, I am in a great space. I'm in a great mind space. I'm in a great place of stability at home. I just want to say shout out to me. Great job on doing what the fuck you need to be doing. Great job on actually taking care of you and getting your shit done. I've been running for the last 15 minutes and didn't even notice it. I need to get to the show, huh? I'm sorry, y'all, but that's part of the show. So, you know, I'm going to skip past all of that. Great week all together. Everything's going great. Everything in life is going good, and I'm glad to continue it and be consistent with doing so. Also, I'll get to the show now. I want to talk about my very first subject, which today I want to talk about compassion. Okay? Because I feel like it's a very key piece to a lot of things in life is compassion, right? What brought this conversation, I'll tell you what started the conversation, and we'll get into the subject. Me and a coworker were talking about the homeless and the type of approach that they give you, okay, when you see them. So, for instance, when I see someone that's a little shy to say something, a little scared, they really ask, or, you know, they'll be like, oh, I just need like 71 cents to a T, to an exact. I feel like that person, one, they may be a little embarrassed to be asking for it, so they're giving you a certain amount because that's all they need. They only asking for what they need. Two, they're kind of, again, they don't really know how to. They don't want to seem like a charity case, even though we may all look at it. Excuse me, we all may look at it as a charity. Whoa, excuse me. We all may look at it as a charity case. Sometimes some people, they don't like that you got your phone out in their face. They don't like, but you can tell those different people when you're walking to them. I mean, I would never record anybody I'm doing something nice for, because I feel like if you're doing it just to be nice in general, you don't need any source of that. You don't need any kind of reminder that you did it. You just do it out the kindness of your heart. But you can tell that some of them are a little embarrassed to ask because they feel like as soon as you say they need something, you're going to pull out your phone as you hand it to them. That's kind of crazy. It's embarrassing. And then you have the ones that are kind of arrogant, right? Where it's kind of like, oh, they're a little arrogant. Oh, well, in that case, you got it. You need to give me $1 or give me $1 or give me some change or give me this or give me, you know, and it's like, whoa, first of all, I don't have to do anything. I can choose to do something or give you something, but I don't have to do anything. That's what I will tell you. Versus them trying to say, well, this is what you probably needed. No. This is what I could do for you, but I don't have to do it for you. And that kind of sparked up the debate about compassion as to where some, not all, a kid asked my partner if he could spare $10. See? See, that's what I was getting at. They listen, I get it, my boy. That's what I'm getting to. When it gets to a point where we can show compassion, because sometimes maybe you need to just hear their story, how they got there. And I said it because I've spoken to a lot of homeless people, and do you know, they want to be there. Like, they feel like it's a lot easier to be homeless than it is to survive in the real world by paying bills and being an adult. I mean, I personally can't do that because I need to be able to have my own shower when I want to shower. I need to be able to go to watch TV when I want to watch TV. I don't need to worry about being kicked out of this place and that place. I want to be able to cook some food, whether it's just noodles or a sandwich, when I want to. You know what I mean? But to each his own. But this is where you get compassion from. You have to try to understand them instead of being judgmental. So they say that they'd rather be in that situation because they don't have to worry about real life responsibilities, paying bills, being on time with that, on time with this. They don't got to worry about going to work. They don't got to worry about keeping this up or keeping that up. They just literally get to live life as they kind of, I don't want to say, live life freely, right? That's how they get to do. To each his own. But the compassion comes in to where you try to understand why they want to be out there rather than living in the real world, or why they're in the situation they're in, or how they ended up in that situation, rather than immediately judging them like, go get a job, or go fuck off, or go do something like this. Day to day. They like that day-to-day life. So why is it that the first time we see somebody homeless that a lot of people are judgmental versus being compassionate towards that person? Because I've always been, and of course I had to ask around because I don't want to just talk off of just my opinions only, but I've asked friends and family, and everybody's like, well, when I was younger, when I was this, I used to always feel like they were dirty. And I've always been the opposite, because I've always been curious to know, like, what landed you here? What happened or what went so wrong that you had to sit up here and deal in this kind of situation? And that's when you get to finding out that, when you actually talk, because my whole life I've been like that, but I didn't start talking to them until I was older, of course, right? Stranger daters, that's what your parents teach you, don't talk to strangers. So, of course, those are the questions I've always had as a kid and growing up. But other people always just said, like, well, they look at them as they're dirty or they're worthless or they need to get a job or they need to do this or they're lazy. But why? What did you do to get here? I gave any way up to them. What they choose to do with it is a good deed to me. So I do that a lot, where I give them, I always give something depending on your approach. But when you come to me demanding that I need to give you something, I'm not giving you anything, because now you feel like you're entitled to my money that I work for, because you can just ask everybody, right? And that's how I look at those kind of people, when they're demanding, versus the people that are more embarrassed. It's like they may have been in a shitty situation and they just don't know how to get back on their feet, or they don't know what to get done. Because I'll tell you right now, after talking to these people, I looked it up. And every homeless person in Nevada and Vegas, I can say, there are so many resources for them to get back on their feet. Whether they need help getting a license, they need help getting clothes for a job interview, they need shelter to stay at because they're down on their feet. I've seen that there's resources available to these people if they want to take it. But they don't want to take the resources to help them get on their feet, because once they're on their feet, they have to maintain it. That's just how some people are. Teach his own. Teach his own. But we can all have some kind of compassion towards them, right? To say, like, well, what put you here versus you just lazy. I'm just saying. Or let's talk about with children. Like, we always can give children compassion. I think that's like the number one thing that goes in our head, is that they need compassion. They need that. They need it going on, and it's always there. Whether it's to the point where they're learning something new, or they made a mistake, or they're being not too friendly, I like to say, a little disobedient, a little temper tantrums. But we always have some kind of compassion for the children, right? With doing things like that, whether we want to sit them down or we want to talk them through it or help them get through it, or we want to coach them through it, or we want to give them better examples on what to do next time, or how to bring that situation to the light. So you have those resources out there for it, okay? Then you also have that same resources. You have those for, women, for example. Me and my kid's mom had a conversation the other day, because I just realized that there's completely two different processes with men and women coming down for, welfare and stuff, like certain things. Really nothing major, so nothing really to talk over, but we were just having a conversation about the differences. And like right now, if you Google, I saw a video with this, so I'm going to bring that up. Right now, if you Google what to do about your woman hitting you, it just brings up like, what was it? Like basically just like random articles about it happening. But then if you were to Google what to do if your man is beating you, it immediately brings up domestic violence. That's crazy. That's so crazy to me. I feel like that either way it go, it should be done. I say that because when you have things going on, even with women, when it comes to, let's throw the big one in there with the kid, okay? Women have so many different resources to not get pregnant. And I'm not saying, again, we're going to hold everybody accountable still, but women have so many different resources, from birth control, the thing in their arm, right? The shot, whatever the case may be, condom, no condom, or just to simply, or abortions, right? They have so many different options and resources to get out of being a parent. A man just has condom or no condom. Condom or no condom. Accountability is, no matter what the case may be, you both choose to sit there and lay down and protected or unprotected and have sex. Unprotected, unfortunately, or fortunately, you know that comes with, there could be a child coming out of this. So, again, it is what it is. But when it comes to the resources part, the man gets to decide, you want to use a condom or you don't. Then y'all say vasectomies, like, yeah, vasectomies are cool. Those work too, you know what I mean? But, I mean, that's literally an entire, you know what? I won't take that away. Vasectomy is still another way for a man to not have to worry about having kids. I just don't want to be one of those men down in the long run later on in life getting mad about the vasectomy because it ain't getting up like I wanted to. I'm sorry, I needed to get up. So definitely don't want to be on that. And I go on to say all of this is because in this society, in this day and age, we have so much compassion for animals, women, and children. But when it comes to men, we don't get that. We don't get compassion. Hell, I don't even think we know what compassion really is at first. I think it's been embedded and told to us for so long that we need to be compassionate for others, but we've never had the opportunity to be compassionate for ourselves, let alone somebody else be compassionate for us. I say that because, you get all of these women that say, okay, well, men need to learn to be vulnerable with their woman or talk when something is bothering them. But the minute a man actually comes and he is vulnerable with his woman, then he's no longer looked at as a man, or he's looked down upon, or he's talked to a certain type of way, or he's considered weak for just simply expressing his emotions. Where's the compassion in that? Where is it at all? And again, I've told y'all before, I've gotten to the point where I've realized, and after so many conversations, that there are a lot of men that are trying to open up, a lot of men that are trying to talk or trying to express themselves, and then they get labeled as something else. They get labeled as something completely different than them just trying to sit down and express themselves. How do we get around the point of of saying that as a man you don't deserve compassion, but you got to give it to everybody else? We don't get around that. We add men into the equation because we do deserve compassion. And I'm going to tell you, men, right now, speaking just for myself, if you don't give it to yourself, nobody else will. So understand sometimes that you are going to fuck up. You are going to do things the wrong way. You are going to make mistakes, which is a part of fucking life. It's a part of life. So don't try to get past the struggle. That's where character is built. But also realize that you as a human being, just like every other human being, you need compassion as well. So don't let society tell you not to give it to yourself. Fuck what society says. Society's also telling you it's okay to bottle everything up. No, the fuck it's not. It's not at all okay. Not at all okay. So I don't think it's fair to be judgmental towards men when they're trying to ask for compassion, but you want to be all holier than thou when they offer compassion to everyone else. Let's find a way to put everybody into the mix. I'll tell you right now, it doesn't matter if I see a man walking down the street with his child, I'll be like, hey man, good shit. You doing your thing as a father. You spending time with your kid. Small things. I don't care if I see a man open the door for his woman. Hey man, look, that's what's up, man. You open the doors for her. Great job of being a gentleman. And that's just a little bit of a credit. But you also have to realize when you see somebody on a down spiral, you have to give them some compassion. I got plenty of friends and associates where I hear these situations, these issues, and you know what I do? I try to show compassion to them because that's all they're really looking for. I don't care if they get into it with their kid's mom and they get into it with their family and their mom and they got a lot going on. You know what I'm going to do? You know what, man? It sounds like you may need a little bit of time to yourself. Have you ever thought about, maybe we can go get some drinks or go bowling or something? You want to go to the gun range? You want to go, you know what I mean? Like, you want to go do something? Like, let's get out. Let's go to the go-karts or something. Let's do something to give you a peace of mind away from all of that, right? Let's find out what's really eating you up and what's bothering you. Because I've been there where I don't have that. Nobody's telling me, hey, what's eating you up? What's bothering you? What's going on? Why do you feel like that? Why do you feel like this? And because I never had that, I want to give it to people. I want to be that person that you can go to when you need that kind of reassurance. And reassurance is really what a lot of this stuff is. Like, it's so hard for people to get the concept of reassurance, but that can really quiet and kill a lot of conversations. I'm telling you, reassurance goes a long fucking way. It goes a long way. And day after day, I remind myself that I deserve to have some compassion. You know what I mean? To hell, let's put it like this. Let's say a birthday came up and it was a gift I couldn't get for my kids. To hell if I couldn't get that gift that time. You know what? You couldn't get it this time, but you came through for Christmas. You came through for Valentine's Day. You came through for everything else. You came through year round to be there for your kids, and you just missed one gift. It's good. It's okay. You'll be all right. Don't worry about it. Like, don't let it eat you up too much. You know what I mean? Or I don't know, let something happen that one of my kids get harmed and it was my fault. Like, I'm going to feel like shit because it happened under my watch. But in all reality, I need to realize that kids are going to be kids. Children are going to be children. They're going to hurt themselves a million times. They're going to play a million times and do things that I don't want them to do. Hell, they might cut themselves sometime. And, well, I hope this will never happen. But they might cut themselves, and that may be something I got to deal with too. Kids are going to be kids. So I had to just give myself a little bit like, hey, man, like, stop beating yourself up and just understanding that I'm human as well. You know what I mean? I'm going to make mistakes too. It's never going to be to the point where any mistake I make is going to be bigger than any mistake that their mother will make or anybody else in this world will make. It's just not. Everyone makes mistakes, and that's how the world goes around, by learning, which I love to do all the time. But I don't like how everyone is so judgmental in these days. Y'all just want to be judging this, judging that, talk about this, talk about that. Like, find something better to do. I'm tired of that shit. Like, human nature should be to let you and allow you to show some compassion to somebody in general. Don't take your shitty day out on everybody else. That's just not cool. That's just not cool. Now, I'm kind of running short on time, so I'm going to get through this last one here because I really want to talk about this. I've been asked and talked to by multiple women, and I get the same question about men cheating. Or men doing, let's just say, not even just cheating, because y'all know how I feel about cheating. Men and women cheat. Women just are sneakier with it. They get away with it, and they don't need a trophy. So that's why they don't get caught all the time. Men are just dumb. That's what it is. They always want to show off what they did. Women, if this is an answer to the women, but this goes for everyone, okay? You would get so much more done. You would get so much further if you would leave the other party at the initial sign of something going wrong, whether it's cheating, it's abuse, whatever the case may be. If you as a whole, as men or women, would stop and leave, well, women mainly, if you would leave at the first sign of him cheating, first sign of him beating on you, or first sign of him talking crazy to you, if you all would leave at the first sign of that, you would see so much more progress within men as a community, as a whole. But the issue is that women allow so much to happen. And I'm not saying men don't, but right now I'm just saying for women. A man will allow, anybody will allow what you, will only allow what you allow, sorry. They will only do what you allow them to do, right? So if a man puts his hands on you and you stay, you just told that man, oh, I can hit you and you're going to stay. If a woman is being emotionally and mentally abusive to you, and you let her do it, she's going to say, oh, I can always do this to him because he's going to stay. So to me, I took that literal because it's like the more you allow somebody to do something, the more they're going to keep doing it, regardless of how you may feel. You can wait a year and go back and they're going to still do the same thing that they've been doing in general. It's just never going to change. I'm a huge firm believer in people only change for who they want, okay? So if you were to approach something the first time it happened, and maybe walk away or maybe leave it alone, I think as a whole, men would see that women are getting ready to leave over dumb shit, and the men would stop what they're doing. And men vice versa with the women. If you were to leave them when they first did this shit, if she's only selfish and she only care about her, if she went to the grocery store and only got her favorite snack and not yours, you need to leave her. And if that went over your head, that's why you need to leave her, because it went over your head. Um, that's it, though. It's that simple and plain. The fact that it keeps happening is because it keeps being allowed to happen. So there is no, oh, why does this keep happening to me? You're allowing it to happen to you. Because I'm telling y'all right now, I'll start playing that cutoff game. It's certain shit that I just won't settle for. I won't deal with. And the minute that I see it, I chop it off. I cut it off right then and there. And I don't give explanations no more. Because everyone's grown. Y'all know what the fuck y'all be doing. I don't do that. I'm just like, okay, bet. I see what it is. Cool. Let me cut that cord. Cut those ties. It is what it is. But for some reason, people think that means, oh, round two, I can beat them in round two. Round one didn't work out, but I can win round two. And then round two turns around 200. You see what I'm saying? It's going to be the same thing every single time until you decide to say, hey, at this point, I don't even want to play the game no more. Like, I'm cool on playing the game. I'm done. I don't want to play this game anymore. I want to get up out of here and be done. I want to leave it alone. And then you'll see more of a change. Because right now, the way society looks at women, which is not fair and it's not right, is that you can do a lot of things wrong before a woman decides to get up and walk away. I mean, that's men and women, but that's how society sees with women right now. Like, you can do so much and they'll allow it. Women, y'all can change that. Start leaving at the first sign of disrespect. I'm telling you. Might be better suited for you. Your feelings might be hurt, but it'll save you in the long run. It's better to hurt your feelings now than to break your heart later. I need to put that on a postcard. But remember that. You know what I mean? Whatever you allow these people to do to y'all, like, that's your own fault. Nobody can be accused of doing you any type of way because you allowed them to. When we start taking accountability for what we allowed and what we did to allow that, then we can start fixing these situations and get over them and get through them. A lot of the time, y'all can't heal and y'all can't get over it is because y'all still in those situations. And I can't say this for the umpteenth time. You cannot heal in the same environment that made you sick. I don't care how well the environment looks. If it made you sick, you cannot heal in that environment. It will not happen. There's no way possible. So just remember that. It is what it is. But I mean, y'all are still going to continue to do what you want to do. These are just my little pieces of advice. But just remember, all of these relationships, all of these, whether it's a friendship, boyfriend and girlfriend, a marriage, partnership, acquaintance, it's give and take, not take, and not give. So if you are not in a give and take bond or relationship with your friends, families, or, lovers, I don't think you should be selling that ship much longer. You need to go ahead and get off of it before it sinks. Because when it sinks, it's going to drag you lower than those people got dragged in that Titanic excursion where they were trying to go see it. Is it too soon to make that joke? All right, I'll take it back. I got a real dark sense of humor, so I'm sorry. Forgive me if it was too soon for that joke. But that's all I can really say about that one. And stop bottling up these issues, okay? Stop bottling things up. Everybody wants to bottle them all up and then explode later on. And you think that explosion is healthy, but it's created an even more toxic environment because of the way you exploded. I like to say it as, I like a timed explosion. What I mean by that is, I sit down, make an appointment, I talk to people, I let them know, and I give how I feel, right? And I let it be known, I communicate, and they don't comprehend. Comprehension is a big one too. We'll get into that another day. But they just don't comprehend. So after a while, after doing so much, after trying to comprehend, or start trying to communicate and they're not comprehending, then that next time it happens and I do blow up, I'm well within reason to explode. I've had the conversation. I've explained why I feel a certain type of way. I went ahead and talked about it multiple times. I asked you why you're doing it. Why is it bringing it up? Where is it coming from? I tried to resolve this in the nicest way possible, and you just told me, fuck me, and slapped the shit out of me in my face. So at this point, I'm going to give you the part of me that you don't like, the confrontational part. Everyone's scared of confrontation, and it's needed. Confrontation is not the enemy, it's a friend. Sometimes when people have you fucked up, you need to let them know why, when, and how they had you fucked up so it doesn't happen again. And again, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. It's always how you say it. You know what I mean? Most of the time, some people won't get that, some will, but whatever the case may be, that's really all I can say on that one. I am running out of time for today. So what I will say is, just remember all together, try to be more compassionate, especially because everyone's having hard times and is going through things. Compassion can really take somebody from a 10 to a 2. You just don't know it yet. I'm not going to say 1 because you still need to talk after that to get them lowered completely down. But it's human nature. Stop being so judgmental. You don't have to be the one that judges everybody because you're not God. Only God can judge, right? That's the old saying. Don't forget, start leaving at the first sign of disrespect. Stop letting people just do shit to you and you expect it because you're lonely. Misery loves company. So with you being lonely, you kind of sometimes feel miserable, and you'd rather deal with misery than give yourself peace. And I'm telling you right now, being single is much more peaceful than dealing with a toxic environment. I'm just being honest with you. So make sure that y'all do that. Leave it the first sign of disrespect. Stop letting these people be in one-sided relationships where it's just take, give. It's give and take for both parties and or multiple parties, whoever is in the equation. Stop bottling up these emotions that keep making y'all blow up out of nowhere, because when you blow up out of nowhere without having the right conversations, it looks like you're tripping. I'm just telling you, it looks like you're the crazy one because of your reaction to the action somebody else has taken. So remember that. Confrontation is the friend. It is not always the enemy. And again, I'm back here again next Wednesday. If y'all would love to finish listening to me talk, as I do every week. Catch me again next Wednesday here at 5 p.m. on the hottest radio station in the planet, which is Hot 7. Oh, let me move my head. Hot 702.5 FM. I'm here, the hottest radio station on the planet, every Wednesday. Y'all know how I do, how I get done. Peace, love, and hair grease. I'll catch y'all next week. Don't forget to follow me on all the socials, Juss Quanni 23 or Juss Quanni. You also got Quanni 702, and then Facebook is Mark Quan Thomas, my government name, or Quan Facebook Jail Thomas. I will definitely see y'all again next week. Again, peace, love, and hair grease. I'll catch y'all next week.